Okay, you've set up the Intune system and you're ready to go. We're going to go straight into the policy, configuration policy. No policies exist as we speak, so no restrictions for the mobile device. Add, this is based on iOS and it's a general configuration policy. We'll give the policy a generic name. And we'll talk you through some of those features. Like I say, we will apply some of those features so you can see exactly how they do interact with the device. So the first security section, very heavily orientated around passwords. You can limit various features here. You can enforce password on the device, so some users wouldn't even have a password on the mobile. You can force that user to actually have a password of a certain type, if you like, as in alphanumeric or just numbers, number of complex characters, password length, simple passwords. So you can disallow things like 1111 or 1234. You can set password expiration times. And we move on to the system settings. We're going to actually select this one to disallow screenshots. So no screenshots are allowed. The reason you may want to do that is if they're looking at important documents or emails, and you want to stop them from snapshotting the corporate information effectively and copying it to their own personal device. You can do that here. Moving on to documents and data. Again, this is all about minimizing the risk to your corporate data. So you can stop people from being able to back up to iCloud. You might allow them to have corporate documents on the device, but why would you want those corporate documents to make their way onto the user's personal iCloud accounts? You can stop photo stream. You can require encrypted backups on the device. So if you do allow users to back up any of the documents, you want to make sure that it's encrypted. In the application setting section, you can disallow Safari, the native browser on iOS. And you can actually install Microsoft Intune has its own managed browser that you can apply to the device if you want to go that far. Stop pop-up blockers, allow pop-up blockers. You can stop cookies from being installed onto the device. You can stop the user from installing applications. We're going to do that. And what you'll see that the App Store disappears from the device. It actually doesn't. There's no way for the user to even go in there to install apps. What you can do is there is a company portal that you get with Intune where you can publish applications for users in your organization. So when they launch the company portal, they see those applications in there. And you can see that in one of our other videos. So if you're going to only allow users to install applications through the company portal, you might want to stop them from installing any other apps through the iOS store, which basically means they only have one route, and it's the applications that you want them to have. So we will stop the installation of applications. You can stop access to games in the Games Center. Media content, it's all about, you can stop adult content in the media. Hardware capabilities, we can actually disallow camera. So we're going to do that as well. We're going to stop the camera, and again, I'm picking some of these options because it's very easy to demonstrate on a video. You'll see the camera icon and the camera app effectively disappear from the iOS screen. You can actually stop roaming. So if the user takes the mobile phone out of the country, fine, not a problem, but they're not going to be able to talk, they're not going to be able to make phone calls on it, and they're not going to be able to use data. So that's quite good control if you're responsible for the bill. Now, kiosk mode is a whole different environment. This is quite impressive. A kiosk mode basically means that the application exists the device exists for one purpose. So you may have an iPad on the front screen reception of a business, just telling users what's going on in the business. So sort of a news feed, you could say, that's fed through a web page. And you want to make sure that when that device starts up, it loads the app that you've developed or an app that exists, and only that app. So no other apps exist. So The lockdown features that you have for kiosk are things like you disallow touch. So in other words, this is genuinely just for information only. No interaction to the device, not allowed to touch it. If they do, it doesn't do anything. Screen rotation is not allowed. So if they turn the screen, nothing happens. Volume buttons don't interact. They don't actually do anything. This is basically the ability to host one particular application or one particular screen with all sorts of controls, which means that you can't actually change the screen at all. It's just purely to host that one particular app. Device restrictions, you can stop the user. So once you've connected that user into your organization, it reports their name. So you can stop them from modifying details, you can stop them from modifying the name of the device, you can stop them from erasing the content of the phone if you so may wish. If it is one of your devices and you don't want them to accidentally delete the phone because it's only going to end back with the IT department to reconfigure again, you can stop that. They can't modify the password, they can't pair with the Apple Watch, can't change the wallpaper because you have your own corporate wallpaper on the devices. Feature restrictions, if you want to stop things like AirDrop, if you want to stop the users from shouting profanities into the mobile phone. So on app restrictions, you can stop automatic download of new applications, updates of applications. You can stop podcasts. You can stop the iTunes radio service, and that's it. So we've stopped the installation of apps. And we've also disallowed camera. So we're going to save that policy. And it does ask if we want to deploy that straight away, which we will. I'm going to have a test group of which I am part of. And that's it. The policy has been built and pushed out to all users in that group. Now, it could take up to 15 minutes for a device to synchronize with that policy. So I'm going to show you what happens when the policy is enforced and some of those apps disappear from the screen. We're looking at the phone screen here now, and you can see that the App Store and camera exist on the screen. When the policy is enforced onto the device that we've just applied, the App Store and camera will disappear. Okay, the applications disappeared from the screen. I just want to show you that it doesn't just move them and hide them anywhere else. I have a couple of different folders there. There's no camera and there's no App Store.